by 9 digs in Boston College's loss versus Wake Forest on Sunday. Also, Bella Ehrlich, season highs with 9 kills and 10 blocks earlier this month at Virginia Tech, a freshman with a huge upside. For SMU, Avery Carlson looking every bit the All-American, #2 in the country in assists percent. And welcome back Jaden Livings, back row only on Sunday at Stanford. But the way she is jumping out of the gym right now, Alex, looks like she should be back in the front row as well today.
Chris, you can't even tell that she missed time due to injury. She's looking fresh, composed. She brings that calmness to the court that the Mustangs need in those big moments, and I'm super excited to watch her do her thing on the court tonight.
Before the match against the Cardinal on Sunday, Livings was out since October 17th, injured during a match at Louisville. Just a freak occurrence with a ball coming down after she made a kill. Just getting her into the back row on Sunday in Stanford added a lot of leadership, and as assistant coach Krista Branson told us the other day, Mustangs want every little bit they can get out of her, no matter the position.
Chris, not even did she come back and just play that back row. She came back against a #5 Stanford, which is already kind of that mental battle, and then to be so determined to make sure that you're that consistent force on serve receive when you haven't gotten so many reps in the past couple of weeks, and be able to be a force back there is just so impressive.
And first ball goes to the Mustangs, an immediate kill from the freshman Maggie Croft.
Maggie Croft is one of those players that shows the depth of SMU. Without Natalia Newsome in the middle in the last couple of weeks, she's really grown into her position and to what they're asking her to do on the court, which is make sure that she can get those fast attacks like we saw there.
1-0 Mustangs with emphasis to start this game. This is Audrey Ross, dug out by Crystal Wilburn. Now go to the right side. That's a little long over towards the SMU bench and head coach Sam Erger.
Something that I'm already liking from the Eagles is they're spreading out their offense. We saw in the last play they went to the outside and they ran a slide through the middle. So they're definitely trying to make sure that they're playing off that SMU block, making sure that they can't dedicate to one player.
Jordan Schilling, wide of the line. Boston College gets its first point. And Bella Ehrlich will put the ball in play. The rookie for the Eagles, long on service.
That's exactly where Boston College can get their advantage in this game. That's behind the service line. To be able to stay in this match, they're going to have to serve SMU out of their offensive options because they're so strong in the front line.
The Eagles are #2 in the ACC in aces per set. Elite in that category. On the overpass, there's favor on Yanwu. Her first action of the day leads us into the keys from Alex Glover.
Boston College is going to have to neutralize the opposite. We talked about it earlier. Jones is averaging 5.57 kills per set last weekend. If you want to beat SMU, it starts at stopping her. And then for SMU, Boston College is going to be trying to serve them tough to get them out of their offensive options. But with Avery Carlson leading the conference with 11.12 assists per set, she's been able to have a balanced offense. So just keeping that and making sure they have all their options is going to be crucial for the win tonight.
Back row attack denied. SMU takes care of it. 5-1 Mustangs.
And just talk about Avery Carlson. Not only does she have a balanced offense, she is an offensive option herself, going over on that second ball, keeping the other team on their toes.
Malaya Jones will continue her service run. Team leader with 4.1 kills per set. Audrey Ross nearly had it to the floor. Sent back by Yanwu. Lifted over favor. Now Schilling to Wilburn. Sent back. Lucy Mott and Cornelia Roach.
Mott did a great job setting up the block. She used her eyes just at the last second. It was a nice closed formed block that penetrated right when the attack was happening.
Mott now on service after the block assist. Her team trailing by 3. Favor on Yanwu has it returned. 2 consecutive blocks from the Eagle defense.
Let's talk about that block. They're dialed in right now. They're working from pin to pin. The middle is making sure that it's a nice form block, that it's closed, that there's no splits, so the defense can work around them. Right there was just a one-on-one.
Mott wide of the line. And talking with Boston College head coach Jason Kennedy, he called this SMU offense a juggernaut. Have to find a way to slow down some of these heavy arms. So far, so good. But SMU still leads by 3. Krista Wilburn trying to add to her best freshman ace total in program history, but that one's an error.
And that's something that you'd expect from Krista Wilburn. She does have the biggest total of aces on the SMU team. So they say high risk, high reward. She has a nice hybrid that has tons of speed on it. Sometimes you just miss a little far.
Danica Rock, sophomore from Porter Ranch, California. Carlson beating Madison Shear. And it's recycled. Another chance for Shear. Schilling right back to Maddie. Able to tool the block. Give her enough chances and Shear will register a point.
Madison Shear has been doing so good in the past couple weeks that she's earned that trust to get the 3 back-to-back offensive swings right there. They knew she was going to be able to put it away. She tried something different with each swing, which I loved on the last one, just being able to tool it off the top of the block.
Casey. Marjanovic denied for Boston College. Now pushing it to the campfire, Maddie Shear.
That's what I'm talking about. Maddie Shear just has the tools in her toolbox to try to find ways around that block and try to find ways to score.
Badenhorst long on that attempt. 3rd service error for SMU.
I think that's one of the hardest positions to be in, is a serving sub. It takes a lot of mental work. You've got to make sure that your serves are aggressive enough because that's your role on the team. And Casey Badenhorst just does a great job with that role, really leaning into it.
Top server for Boston College at the line. Brooklyn Yellen from the back row. Do not play with leg.
And I talked about it earlier. Everyone in the nation knows when Malaya Jones is coming, whether it's from the front row or the back row. She just has an arm that can't be stopped.
Unbelievable. Major League Volleyball draft is Monday. Expecting to hear Malaya Jones' name called early in the process. Here's Shear again. She has a team-leading 3 kills.
And last weekend, Shear had 21 kills, hitting .571, which was the best in the ACC. She's just been improving week after week, making sure she's adding those tools to her toolbox and finding ways to score for the SMU Mustangs.
Now Carlson, the ACC assist leader. High ball to Anna Harrington, put down for Boston College. Harrington had 5 kills against Wake Forest on Sunday. Eagles dropped that match in 4 sets.
Harrington is 2nd on the team in kills with 198, so they'll definitely be looking for her tonight for those offensive opportunities when they can get her set on the right side. They need to make sure that they try to stay in system so that she can be an option.
Allie Nat can't put it down inbounds. The freshman from Fort Lauderdale. Shear now back at the service line. The senior transfer from Auburn. Double-digit kills 3 times this year, including Sunday at Stanford. Quick set to Ehrlich. Her first kill of the day.
When Ehrlich and the team is in system, they need to try to run it fast in the middle. Again, spreading out their offense is going to be so crucial for them tonight, because if they can find any splits or seams within the SMU block, that's going to be their best bet at trying to get that fast kill to make sure that they can make it behind that service line.
Marjanovic, the freshman from Serbia, puts the ball in play, and another block for BC.
I'm extremely impressed by Boston College's block this afternoon. They're staying composed. They're making sure that they're getting a lot of one-on-one opportunities, but trying to close it at the last minute, making sure that not reaching outside of the court if they are late.
Here's Jones trying to put an end to this Boston College run. It's wide, but Mustangs think they got contact. At first glance, I thought the same thing, Alex.
It definitely was one of those weird balls, and especially when you're looking at a player like Malaya Jones, we're not expecting her to make those errors. The line judge did say that there was a touch on it, so they'll be asking the ref right now what was seen on the court to decide if they want to challenge or let this play stand.
Avery Carlson went to discuss the matter with Chad Klunk. He's the high official. Ben Piper is the low official today. And Sherry Banwart and Amanda Gates on the lines. Now Jones, that's what happens. Ball don't lie. Mustangs thought they should have had the point prior. Make up for it immediately.
And would we expect anything different from Carlson and Jones? Jones is one of those determined players that's going to go for every single point. She wants every kill that she can get. So with an undecided, maybe indecisive point like the last one where they thought there was a touch and there wasn't, she was going to make sure that next point was put down with confidence.
Bad pass off the Jordan Schilling serve, and the Mustangs have their first ace of the day.
As we prepare for the NCAA tournament that is coming up in the next 2 weeks, that's something that's going to be so crucial for the Mustangs to keep improving. It's that serve behind the service line. Because once they start getting those tougher opponents, getting them out of system is going to be so crucial.
26th ace of the year for Schilling, and her teammates pick her up, allow that run to continue. Favor Onyanwu, the latest.
I don't think we should be surprised by any Favor Onyanwu block. Again, she has one of the best eyes that I have seen. She's just so physical at the net, going for each and every ball, making sure that she's penetrating.
Wilburn on the overpass, can't put it to the hardwood. Carlson to Wilburn. Dug out by Yellen. And Boston College perseveres.
That's exactly what Boston College is going to have to do. They're going to have to spread out their offense from going pin to pin, trying to catch those SMU blockers off guard, and then maybe go for those unconventional swings.
Here's Ehrlich. Carlson to Onyanwu. And the Mustangs are the first to 15. Many squads to really rely on transfers. Boston College wants to make it clear they are growing players freshman year through senior year.
Honestly, I would be interested to see how many colleges like them don't have any transfers, not a single one on their team. So everybody who's on that squad has been on the team since freshman year, which is extremely different than we've seen the approach from SMU. It's kind of the new era of volleyball where you see so many transfers. There's NIL going on in the transfer portal. Well, you can put so many different pieces together.
First kill of the day for Wilburn. And Malaya Jones picks up the ace.
Malaya Jones just gets better and better each match. She is raising the bar for her own personal accolades. And the way that she plays volleyball, she's been serving tougher from behind the service line. We've seen a lot of more than we saw at the beginning of the season. Those back row attacks, those strong offensive hits in the front row as well.
15th ace of the season for Jones. That one goes wide of the line. And Lucy Mott, somebody that Coach Kennedy said they would lean on a lot today. Been very good at guiding this offense of late. Here's Wilburn, off hands, and her second kill.
SMU has done a great job of trying to find those hands, trying to find those fast kills when it comes to tolling off the top of the block.
.40 aces on the year for Wilburn, setting an SMU single season record for freshmen. There's Shear. Feel like Wilburn should get partial credit for that. Instead, it's just a kill by Maddie Shear. SMU increases its lead to 8, and Coach Kennedy needs a timeout for the Eagles.
Chris, that's a great point, because I think as a server, when you force an overpass that turns into a kill for your team, you should get something.
The NCAA tournament starts 2 weeks from today. SMU coaches told us throughout the process they expect her to be back and playing well then. There's Crystal Wilburn, ace number 41 of her freshman season.
We talk about freshman season, but she's supposed to be in high school. She came here a year early, and to be able to hold the load that she does from the service line, but also defensively and offensively, and everything she's been asked of this season is just incredible.
Mustangs in the red zone. Anyanwu, 21, gets the Mustangs to 21 points.
The Mustangs really are firing on all cylinders, and I think it all starts back from that service line. They're getting Boston College out of system. They're kind of having to scramble for those plays, and then they're getting those easier balls, those free balls over, which is allowing Carlson to do what she does best, spread out that offense, and she has all the options in the world to do so.
4-0 run for SMU. Kept off the floor by Savannah Curtis. Boston College finally able to get Wilburn off the line.
That's exactly what Boston College is going to have to do. They're going to have to find those hands because SMU has such a strong block. You can't go to the meat of the block. You got to find ways to get those kills, whether that's over with a tip or a roll to the middle of the court or off the hands like we saw there.
Gentry Lamran checking in for SMU for the first time today. She was inserted into the SMU lineup Sunday for the first time on match point as Kennedy Rogers went down with an injury when the Mustangs were closing out the Cardinal. We talked about Livings being back, Newsom not available, Rogers also not available today. Hoping it's a short stint away from the lineup for the freshman from Missouri City, Texas.
Seems like for SMU, it's been a couple of weeks of having one or two pieces out, but with them being able to still be so successful and so competitive and have those wins, like we said, against the number 5 Stanford, shows the depth of this team. It really is that next man up mentality where they're able to come in and make a difference and hold and carry that big load that the person in front of them was able to carry.
Rock with a service error. That's the 4th of the day for Boston College, matching SMU's total. And now Batenhorst. AC Casey. Marjanovic denied. Carlson up to Croft. And Mia Silva penetrated the middle. Point to Boston College.
That's the thing, Chris. You usually can go under the net a little bit as long as it doesn't interfere with the play on the other side of the net. Now, Mia Silva was trying to get that cover ball, slid underneath a little too far to where the middle was uncomfortably going around her, which awarded Boston College the point.
Boston College is going to go on a run. This would be the person to do it. Yelland. Blocked. Shear can't get it through the Eagle wall. And Yelland will have another chance after Harrington and Ehrlich come up with the block. Video board prompting the students here for Education Day to get loud with the Mustangs up by 7. Carlson to Shear. Trying to stomp out any hopes Boston College has in a comeback.
I love that set by Carlson because you can see that Shear and Carlson made that adjustment. They pulled the set in farther in the court, which allowed her to hit past that middle blocker, somewhere where she's been struggling a little bit this set, where she's gotten blocked a couple of times when the set has been going all the way to the pin.
Long pass to Harrington, the senior from Orlando. She's capable of timely kills.
That's just Harrington's second attempt, but she's 2 for 2 right now, hitting 1,000, and she already has a block. It seems like she's really come alive at the end of this set. We've seen her get a lot of hands on SMU's attacks and being able to get positive block touches, as well as come up with some timely kills.
Hannah Hoffman nearly had the ace, but Jordan Schilling keeps it alive. Left arm of Sam Hoppus unable to get the kill. She's local from Trophy Club, Texas. Malaya Jones pulls SMU to set point.
Something you don't want to do as opposing team to SMU is give them a free ball, because that gives them the range to set anybody on the court. With everyone in the front line right now being so efficient, that's exactly what you don't want to do. You want to make it as tough as possible for them to set. You want to force them to go to the pin, to the outside, and be able to go camp out there on the block.
Timeout called by Jason Kennedy. Madison Shear in this opening set, 5 kills, just 2 errors on 9 swings. And Alex, we knew that SMU would keep calling her number red hot of late. A season high 12 kills against Stanford on Sunday.
Madison Shear really has been able to find where the open court is. As being one of the more veteran players on the team, it has such a good high game IQ.
Burn Tiger. Set point with Shear at the service line. Boston College will try to rally back. That's a good start.
Every time Boston College has been able to run it fast and in the middle, it has been a great swing out of them. And that's where they found the most production right now. They're getting those one-on-one opportunities, so they can just cut past those 2 hands and try to get the quick kill on the fast attack.
The latest kill is from Ehrlich. Just her second. The offense has been spread out for Boston College. 3 different Eagles with 2 kills apiece. To the right of the line, will have the honors to begin set 2. Didn't play against Stanford. Getting in on the action here against Boston College as the Mustangs return home to Moody. Audrey Ross with the swing to begin set 2. Her 10th attack of the day and her 3rd kill.
Audrey Ross is 10th in the conference in points, just above 4%, so she carries a huge load for the Eagles. We can expect her to get set a lot in the second set as they're more comfortable and trying to get that pass just on the net a little bit more.
Here's Yelland. They love the velocity on her serves, but this one a little too low and into the tape. Jordan Schilling will put the ball in play. Last Friday at Cal, she had 10 digs, her 17th time this season in double figures. Here's Jones. Big shot right at Brooklyn Yellen. Nothing she could do about that.
Chris, just being on this table right now, you can see how fast Jones' arm swing is, especially down the line. That's one of the hardest places to be for a digger when you're in the back row. It's being in that line of fire, and Jones is not someone that you want to see in front of you.
Second ace of the day for Jordan Schilling. Schilling 3rd on the team with 27 aces this season. Boston College counters with Anna Harrington.
Repeat what works, and Anna Harrington is exactly what's working for Boston College right now. She only has 3 kills, but the thing is she only has 3 attempts. The reason for that is they haven't been able to get their passes on the net, which allows her to be an option. So as long as the pass is there, keep feeding her.
Hannah Hoffman. Kept up by Livings. Jones, light touch, sent back by Ross. Ehrlich by her side.
I think today is a little uncharacteristic for Jones. We're seeing more errors than usual. I think she's trying to figure out how to get around that block that's been so dominant for Boston College this afternoon.
Standing side by side, but that was all Ehrlich. Another block for BC, keeping it up at the net. Hoppus and Ehrlich this time.
Talk about dialed in. The Pins are doing a great job of working side to side, the middles are making sure that there's nice formed blocks, that they're close, that they're giving their defense an opportunity if they need to play that ball behind them.
Boston College has scored 3 straight. Eagles lead by 1. Dumped over, and a chance for number 21, Favor on Yanwu. That had velocity.
favor on Yangwoo is someone that you go to when you know that the pass is on the net, because she's going to be up fast. She has a fast arm swing to pair with that. It makes it so hard for the middle to figure out which way she's going and get up in enough time.
Jones with another ace. Her second of the day, 5th for the Mustangs.
One thing head coach Sam Ergar always preaches is that contribute where you're doing good. Jones has been so great behind the service line tonight. She's already on her second ace of the night, so if she can make sure that she gets those clean serves in and applies the pressure to Boston College, well, she's doing her job.
16 aces for Jones this season. Carlson to Wilburn. That went off hands, point to the Mustangs.
The Mustangs offense right now looks so fast. You can see Avery Carlson really trying to push that tempo to her pins to give them that opportunity to find those splits and seams within the defense and the block.
Jones continues her run. Mustangs lead by 2. An error for Jones. 5th error from the service line for SMU. Eagles have 6 service errors.
And right now, it feels like the Eagles are more comfortable than they were in the first set. They need to try to continue to gain and keep this momentum that they had, and that starts by making these serves over and in from the service line.
Rock too low. And it's Wilburn's turn. She had an ace in the first set, her 41st of the season. Nearly had another. Hoppus, no joy for her. The joust goes to Avery Carlson.
Everyone knows as a player, one person you don't want to joust with is the setter. They have so much training when it comes to that. You can see Avery Carlson's eyes just following the ball to the net, just holding it super strong at the top.
3-point SMU lead, 8-5. Bella Ehrlich with kill number 3.
Boston College is doing such a great job of running their middles when the pass is there. The problem is the pass hasn't been there as much as they want it to tonight, but when it has been, they've used that opportunity to go fast and quick.
Carlson long pass to Jones, down on the back line.
And when you think about offensive juggernaut, like we've heard that word a couple times today, you think about only the front row. But no, SMU has Jones as an option in the back row, which is one of the reasons that she's back there. Not only does she do a great job of passing, but just keeping her as an option, especially if the team is out of system, is so important, has been so crucial to their success this season.
Batenhorst long. Second best on this SMU roster with aces this season. But as we've talked about, the risk, the reward. Mott puts the ball in play, and now Jones. That one could have taken somebody out.
Something that I love about SMU is that they're running Jones through different back row zones. For this one here, it's going to be a big. That's a high ball in the middle. Now she runs it a little bit faster, but she's run red and blues, which is out of right back, which allows her to keep the blockers on their toes.
Miscommunication for BC results in a Carlson ace.
This is exactly when SMU needs to keep their foot on the gas pedal. They need to go right now, take all the momentum that they have.
11-7 SMU. 6 aces now for the Mustangs. None yet for the Eagles. That's off hands for Marjanovic, the freshman from Serbia.
Marjanovic is so long that going off the top of those hands is going to be so important for her to find to try to get those kills. She has great vision. She can go off the top of the fingertips and just try to make that defense move back a little bit and run some down.
Chilling to Carlson and traveling out of bounds, trying to make something of that one. 11-9 now the SMU lead as Marjanovic gets credit for the ace. First of the day for Boston College. Overpass, and BC has Cornelia Roach waiting on it.
Marjanovic being able to go back and put in a nice serve that's either forcing SMU out of system for them to get those overpasses like we saw here is such a big role that she has really leaned into right now.
Carlson to Jones to end a Boston College 3-0 run.
And who do you call when you need a point? You call Malaya Jones. She's doing so much hard work coming from left front when the contact is being on the serve, making it all the way over to the right side, making sure that she's transitioning back far enough and then getting a nice kill off of it.
Back to the sophomore from San Antonio, Mia Silva. Sam Erger told us that Silva would be a starter a lot of places, but it is tough to break into this SMU lineup. Gets an opportunity to play today. Carlson to Wilburn. That one travels across the line, point to the Eagles.
The Eagles are doing a great job right now of letting the balls that are out go out. They're not trying to do too much defensively where they're reaching outside the court for a lot of balls. They're trying to do more than their job, which has allowed them to let SMU have those errors and get them closer to that SMU score right now, 12.
Yellen can't put it down within the lines. Returns to Schilling. Libero of the year in the Big South Conference last season. Knew it would be a bit of a slow burn, but now playing at a high level in the ACC. And Wilburn two in the block. Her Dripping Springs team coming up just short of a state championship this year.
Now, Chris, I wonder if she was there. If that turnout would have been a little different.
You gotta think they would have had a better shot. She certainly made the right decision for her career. Coming to the hilltop early. Another point to SMU there to 15. Mustangs contending with a gritty Eagle ball. Same 2 weeks from now. Jordan Schilling back at the line with her Mustangs leading 15-11. That lead is cut to 3 points.
Running to the middle has been so successful for the Eagles tonight. They're able to run it fast, and also their middles are doing a great job of making sure that they're switching up their shots. They're going for those cross-body power shots, and then they're also going towards the libero, which is keeping the SMU defense on their heels.
Here's Hoffman. Long for her.
That'll be the 9th service error for Boston College tonight. I think that's somewhere that they can definitely up their game, where they can dial in a little bit more. A lot of their serves are going long. They just need to make sure that they're not applying too much pressure and trying to go high and into the court to give themselves an opportunity to play it out.
A pair of aces tonight for Malaya Jones. Schilling will feed Wilburn. And that's the 5th kill of the day for Wilburn.
Something interesting about SMU in the last couple of matches is we've seen so many different outside combinations. Chris, you were talking about a little bit earlier. Rogers went out in the Stanford game, but she played a lot of front row in that game with Shear, and then we've also seen in this match it's been Shear and Wilburn. So definitely you can tell how much depth the team has in that position group.
Into the net from Audrey Ross. Ross, somebody that we mentioned off the top of the broadcast, could carry this offense. 3 kills for her so far on 12 swings. And the Mustangs have now scored 3 consecutive points to up their lead to 6. Malaya Jones so far today, 10 swings, 7 kills, plus a pair of aces.
Something so interesting about Malaya Jones is her ability to adjust mid-game. We talked about it in the first set. She was making a couple more errors than she usually makes on a night with 3. I don't think she's made a single error in this.
Yeah, Livings and Jones One of the best pin hitter duos in the nation. That's long off of Hoppus. The local product still looking for her first kill today.
Boston College is not doing a great job when they do have those opportunities to get a swing. They're very high error, only hitting 189 right now. 5 errors on the match, but only 12 kills.
Gentry Lamoran returns for SMU. Right behind Favor on Yanwu. And they'll be tested immediately into the match. Gentry Lamoran sends it back.
And we talk about the depth of the outsides, and Lamoran is absolutely a huge piece of that. To be able to come off the bench and get that block into her right hand when she's cold, practically still trying to warm up, is just so impressive and shows you how much of a leader and how dialed in she stays when she's even not on the court.
5 straight points for the Mustangs into the red zone. Boston College pulls within 7.
When Boston College can get that pass up high into the middle of the court, they need to run it through the middle. They've been so successful tonight. They have great vision of the court, seeing what the block is giving them and going away from it.
Here's the freshman Savannah Curtis. Just played in 1 set against Wake Forest on Sunday, and Gentry Lamoran has the favor return to her, block back in her face.
And let's just talk about the block tonight for Boston College. We're talking 8 blocks over SMU's 2. And these are terminal blocks. They are dominating. They're getting stuff blocks just by being in the right place at the right time and having great eyes.
Living sends it over. Marjanovic denied, but SMU unable to get back to it for a second touch.
That's just a little bit of a communication error. You can see SMU, the players coming in that huddle together, just trying to make sure that they're on the same page, reset, and try to get this next side out.
3-0 run for the Eagles. They're within 5 here in set 2. Carlson to Jones, and instead of that powerful back row attack, it's a simple dump over for the SMU point.
Just talk about the intelligence of Jones. You can see her looking down at the court to see where the open lane was. Now that set was a little bit low for a back row attack. She was also a little bit late with it, so she knew she couldn't get that big arm swing that we usually see from her. So just taking a little bit of energy off of that one shows just how smart and such a high IQ she has.
6th ace of the season for Madam President Gentry Lamoran. BC needs a timeout. Late in the season, maybe some motivation late, because at this point, Eagles are doing nothing other than playing spoiler for teams that are trying to improve their seeds. They don't have any shot at the NCAA tournament. You add in an ACC event, and yes, it would be really difficult. Might be a too tough a mountain to climb, but you would have a chance at earning a spot.
I think that's a great point, but one way that you can protect those top teams that maybe aren't in favor of an ACC tournament is having 2 byes. You know, you make the teams who are lower in those rankings or in the middle of the conference play more games, which would be an incentive for them to try to play good at the end of season. But for right now, it's just them trying to rain on other parades and making sure that they're lower in the NCAA rankings before that big tournament.
Sam Hoppus with her first kill of the day, the junior opposite from Trophy Club, Texas, not far from here. She was part of a state championship team at Byron Nelson High School back in 2019, leading the Bobcats to glory. Madison Shear able to tool the block and get SMU to set point in set 2.
Shear has been towing the block like no other today, and I think that's just because of the fast tempo that she's getting. She's catching a lot of blocks, reaching out or floating out to the antenna.
Casey Badenhorst with a chance to close out set 2. Eagles with the overpass, and Croft closes set 2 for SMU, falling away, registering her one, yet to register a kill. Carlson to Jones to begin set 3. Falling away, Audrey Ross can't put it above the net.
Definitely something that Boston College needs to improve on within the set is making sure that they're erring less. They already have less opportunities to go ahead and get a swing at the ball because of SMU's aces and SMU being able to force them out of system a lot, of forcing them to have a lot of overpasses or even just free ball opportunities. So they need to make sure when they can get that swing, it's in.
Carlson to Wilburn. Annie Harrington sends it back, but SMU ends up taking the point. All about AC.
Hey, a kill is a kill, and I think the way that Avery Carlson is really upping her game right now is making sure that they don't just have the 3 strong options that SMU has front row when she's back row, but also making herself an offensive option with the dunks.
2-0 Mustangs. Carlson with the big dig. Now Schilling will feed Jones. Light touch. 9th kill of the day for MJ.
Jones does a great job of mixing it up. I think every team in the nation at this point expects her to have that heavy kill that we see so often. So when she is able to see that open opportunity on the tip or the roll, taking it has been so smart and so crucial for her performance.
Quick set to Milliken. Denied. Ross gets the kill. That's her 4th on 14 attacks.
Boston College is trying to make sure that tempo is nice and fast to Ross. Has been so helpful for them to catch the blockers off guard. Like we saw there, Onyanwu is one of the best blockers in the ACC, but even she was caught off guard by that fast attack.
Savannah Curtis straight to Wilburn. Now Carlson to Jones with authority. That's 10 kills for Jones.
And Jones just hitting amazing right now, hitting over 450. We saw in the first set she struggled a little bit, but she's really been able to have that feedback loop between her and Carlson to find her those open lanes on the court.
Double-digit kills now for the 22nd time this season, and it rolls off the tape for another Jones ace. That's 3 today for MJ.
And if you're Boston College, that's one of the points you just have to let go. Those let serves that just barely hit the tape and trickle over are so tough. Usually you want a middle blocker or the setter to take those, but it's really hard to get up.
5-1 Mustangs. Livings with a dig. Schilling sends it across. This is Ross going down the line and wide.
You can tell that Ross is just trying to find ways to carve around that block. Just then, barely missing the line, but we've seen her go off the top of some hands and try to find that open court because she doesn't want to hit into that seam of the block.
6-1 SMU. Ross won't be denied this time. Schilling can't dig it out.
That's exactly what Ross is going to have to continue to keep doing, pushing the tempo to try to find Onyanwu or the middle on SMU. A little bit late, not being able to close the block, and then you have the whole court in the seam from the inside of that pin blocker.
Hoffman. She has 5 assists today. Wilburn now has 6 kills.
And Wilburn just did the exact thing that we saw Shear do earlier. Carlson is bringing that set into the middle of the court more. She's forcing them to have that huge runway and hit past the middle blockers outside hand.
7-2 SMU. Wilburn again. Ace 2 on the day and 42 on the season.
Wilburn is just firing on all cylinders right now. She looks more comfortable than ever. Her arm swing looks great, it looks fast, and I think that's translating to both her front row attacks and the serves.
8-2 SMU. Another. Make it 43 aces on the season for the freshman. 9-2 SMU as the Mustangs look for their ever for an SMU rookie. Service error for Wilburn. Eagles back within 6. This will be Danica Rock. Great attacking option for the Eagles. But no swings for her so far. Here's Shear. She's up to 8 kills.
Something that we're seeing from Shear so much tonight is her being able to tool off the block. I talked about it earlier. They've been really forcing that tempo to the outside. But Carlson, unlike we've seen in the last couple of sets, let that one go all the way outside to the antenna. Just forcing that block on Boston College to stay in tune with what's going on and use their eyes and not camp out on a certain seam or a certain spot on the court.
Wilburn keeps it alive. Carlson to Jones. That deadly combo at it again.
Talk about that outside opposite combo. As a middle blocker for Boston College, it's got to be hard going from pin to pin all of the time. You've got to have so much work, and you can't leave Jones out there with a one-on-one opportunity.
Batenhorst with their team leading by 8. Light touch comes from BC and the local product, Hoppus.
That's exactly what Hoppus is going to want to do right now, is just find those unconventional kills. You see SMU has a pretty good block setup, so you don't want to go into the meat of that block. So going over, barely over, so the libero can't get there, will be key.
BC gets it to Marjanovic. She can't put it to the floor. Croft can't either. Right back to Marjanovic. Now to Hoppus. Croft and Shear were there. Carlson to Shear.
I just want to talk about what Schilling has been able to do tonight. Now, she's super quiet back there, but she's been giving SMU great digs. She's been making sure it's high, it's on the net, giving them all the offensive options and doing it so well.
Carlson is up to 24 assists today. That one can't find the inside of the lines, which, by the way, today are down on the hardwood. First time we've seen that inside Moody Coliseum this season, where it's not a Terraflex. Very busy weekend on campus, and especially inside Moody Coliseum. Men's basketball tonight against Arkansas State on ACC Network. Women's basketball tomorrow night against North Texas. And then more volleyball on Sunday when SMU hosts Syracuse.
There's something important to point out about that is SMU will also be playing on this hardwood if they are allotted that top 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. So it's best for them right now to get acclimated to the feel of the hardwood, as it's very different from that Terraflex.
Ace for Mia Silva. Second ace of the season for the sophomore from San Antonio. (14-5) SMU. Carlson to Lamarand. Madam President with her first kill.
Gentry Lamarand, again, is a huge testament to the depth that SMU has in that outside position. When she comes in, she always makes a difference on the court with that calm and collected presence, but bringing that spark from off the bench.
Putting up a united front, serving her fellow student athletes. Another ace for Silva.
Let's talk about how exciting it is to be at home in the last couple of weeks of the regular season. You're able to put in some of those players who maybe haven't gotten a lot of playing time in the year, and then them to come in and play so well just shows how great of a program SMU is from top to bottom. Chris, you can't go home with those challenges, so you might as well use them.
The latest ace from Mia Silva is SMU's 12th of the day. That ties the season high for SMU. Had a dozen at Miami. One more will be a new season best for the Mustangs. Jones keeps rocking and rolling. That's 12 kills for her on 16 swings.
Jones is getting better and better each match. She's learning how to move around different types of sets, and Carlson just has to trust in her. Even when she's off the net, she's behind the 10-foot line to jack it back.
17-5, SMU closing in on their 12th sweep of the year. Carlson to Lamoran. Right back to Gentry on the overpass. One way or another, JL was going to put it down.
That's exactly what you want to see from Gentry Lamoran right now, is taking control of the net. Not only she's getting great swings, but she's making sure that her eyes are on the ball for the potential overpass like we saw there.
The senior from nearby Decatur, Texas, with her second kill on the day. Into the campfire, point BC, ending a 6-0 SMU run.
Where Boston College has gotten a lot of their points tonight is off of those tips and those rolls to the campfire or those tools off of the blocks. It hasn't been the hard-driven kills. So they need to continue to try to find the middle of that court and make SMU crash.
Sofia Marjanovic, the 6'4" freshman, nearly had an ace. Jaden Livings sends it back and gets her first kill of the day and her first since October 17th.
I'm sure that feels great for Livings. You know, she's only been playing back row in the last 2 matches. So she took any swing that she can, not getting her best approach on that one because she knows she's back there to pass, not to hit. But hey, when you get the opportunity, you take it.
Her injury in mid-October came on a kill against Louisville. And yes, all of her teammates coming up to her, at least with a smile, some with a hug, knowing how much getting back in the kill column meant to Jaden. 19-6 SMU. And again, Jaden, this time with a powerful back row attack. Gentry Lamoran ends up with a kill, but all fingers pointing towards Living. All right, we knew you could do that.
Hey, she's taking anything she can get right now. She got that first attack out the way, so she said, hey, set me again, and they did exactly that. Though it was in the block, SMU did a great job of covering that and giving Lamoran the opportunity to tool off of those hands on the outside.
Schilling on service with SMU leading 20-6 on Yanwu. Unable to get the point for SMU. Point goes over to the Eagles. And getting back to Livings, Alex, just every different type of motion in game action. It's one thing to say, yes, I did that in practice, I feel comfortable here. But to be able to do it in game, that confidence level is just going to keep rising. Confidence is sky high for that student athlete.
You can tell the confidence of SMU as a whole is huge right now. They've been playing great as of lately. They're on a winning streak. They've got multiple players coming back after injury, and they are really firing on all cylinders, especially in this match against the Eagles.
21-7 SMU after the latest kill from Jones, her 13th. Now 4 aces for Jones to go along with it.
Jones really has an arm swing that's like no other. It's so fast. For the passers on Boston College, you got to make sure that you're steady, that you are really just putting out that platform and trying to make the serve bounce on top of it. It can't have too much movement or it's going to be a shame.
13 aces for SMU, a new season high. Previous best was 12 against Miami. Dialed in from the service line. Nine service errors for the Ponies, 10 of them for Boston College. And the Eagles only have a single ace. One of the best serving teams in the conference. And another service error from the Eagles. Mustangs are 2 points away from finishing them off. Gentry Lamoran After playing only 1 point against Stanford, much bigger factor today. Anyanwu and Carlson side by side. Just the third block of the day for SMU, and it gets them to match point.
And just by the look on Anyanwu's face after that block, you can tell that she's been yearning for that the whole game, to get back to that disciplined blocker that she usually is.
Match points. SMU takes it. Attack error for the Eagles gives SMU its 6th consecutive win.